MacBook because you probably have nothing better to do. So here we have an A1708 that has liquid damage that's not powering on. I'm going to attempt to fix this MacBook that's not powering on that has liquid damage because that's what I do. I fix liquid damage on MacBooks. That's my job. That is my purpose in life. That is why I am here. That is why God, if there is a God, put me on this earth, to service Apple products. Nothing more and nothing less. I'm going to make sure that my disk space doesn't run out again, as it always tends to do when I start a board repair without checking. Let's make sure. You know what drives me nuts? I've at this point had 3 Samsung SSDs die. It was a Evo NVMe drive, the 2 terabyte one. I've had 3 of those drives die. And I paid the full price on Amazon for it at the time. I didn't buy it, I used a refurbished one. And when I went to RMA the last one, they said I couldn't because it was gray market, which means that Amazon is selling me gray market SSDs that don't have the proper warranty. Whereas the RAID 0 array, I have a RAID 0 array on this machine. It's 3 micron SSDs I think I got on Black Friday. They were refurbished. They're 2 terabytes each. I got each of these SSDs 2 terabytes each at the time for about $150 or $160 on sale. There's 3 micron 2 terabyte SSDs in RAID 0 right now, and I have been writing to those SSDs every single day for the past 2 years. And those SSDs are working just fine. I write to them. I'm like X264, QP equals 8, preset equals very fast. These are large recordings, and they don't die. But that Samsung Evo NVMe drive, I've killed 3 of them using it as an operating system disk. I barely even write to it. Maybe I'll copy stuff that I'm just, if I'm doing a compilation video that I'm editing or something like that, but like 99% of my work doesn't happen on it, and it keeps dying. But these 3 micron SSDs that I've used in RAID 0 and written like terabytes to every single day for years are just still working like a champ. And they're in RAID 0. I'm waiting for it to die. Like at any point now, I'm waiting for it to die. I use this as a scratch drive for large video files. That's it. That's it. Scratch drive for large video files that are being handled very, 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 very temperamenally, temporarily. So yeah, it just says something to me. I'm starting to become a Micron fanboy, and I am not exactly happy with the idea that I can buy a Samsung SSD, Amazon Prime, for over $300. I think that it was more than that at the time. It's probably like closer to $400 or $500, and get told, sorry, that's not covered under warranty when it fails repeatedly within less than 2 years. Because it's gray market. Good stuff. Good stuff. Thank you, Mr. Bezos. All right. So, it's been a while, hasn't it? Haven't streamed in a while. Dead SSDs suck, so do ear infections. Please install a faulty MUX converter in me. Maybe. All right, let me get myself a magnet. Has someone stolen my magnets? Someone has stolen my magnets! I'm gonna get myself a magnet. Be right back. Magnets. How is the Pine holding up? Yeah. I'm not using that as my daily driver. I'll leave it at that. Someone says Lewis take some days off to relax. I actually realized that there is something that I was not paying proper attention to. Actually, there were 3 things I was not properly paying attention to that could have, if I did not pay attention to them and address them immediately, have sunk my business. So I have been spending a lot of time tending to that and less time focusing to the whole live streaming board repair. So I am not going to be taking any time off anytime soon, actually, because I am a very, 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 very lucky man in that in a time when other people are going out of business and losing their business or not allowed to open their business, that I have business. I have income coming in. My issue is a question of allocation and efficiency on certain issues, and I will solve them. And once I have earned a vacation, I will take my vacation. I was going to take a vacation. I was going to ride down, go through a bunch of towns and all that, and then the hobby bike I put together to do it with went on fire. So if there's any way to be told that I don't deserve my vacation, that's the way to be told. But everything happens for a reason, because if I had left at that point in time, I wouldn't have noticed the thing that I should have noticed. And noticing it is probably why I will still have a business. So I am very happy that that happened. I am actually happy that that Yuba went on fire. Not so happy that it, almost scared the crap out of my girlfriend, but I'm happy that it particularly happened at the time that it did, because the consequences would have been much shittier. Doesn't make sense, Tasiki. I don't understand your question. $5 to wish Tim Herman a happy baboon. Is baboon Australian for birthday or something? That's strange. Well, if it's Tim's birthday, then happy birthday. Otherwise, I don't really know what the baboon thing is. Okay, so first thing that I like to do with any of these machines is unplug the battery and then see how much amperage it's taking. So let's see how much amperage it's taking and go from there. Now when I plug this machine in, at 5 volts, it's taking 20 milliamps. See that? 20 milliamps. Not turning on. So we're not getting the charger activated. This is a USB-C charger. The USB-C charger is supposed to be putting out 20 volts of this machine. It can do 5 volts. It can do 9 volts. It can do 20 volts. It can charge your GoPro, your phone, or your computer. It is a multi-purpose charger. It's a multi-purpose port. Kind of like a cloaca. If you don't know what a cloaca is, then you should listen to some Zefrank videos where he goes over marine biology. Zefrank is one of my favorite marine biologists. True facts about the sea pig. True facts about the frog. True facts about the owl. Yes. Zefrank is an excellent scientist. The mantis shrimp. He dresses like a clown and is also has a psychopathic killing instinct, not unlike the modern clown. And I love Zefrank. That stuff's hysterical. I enjoyed it. The mantis shrimp scares the piss out of me. It's a little fishy with a psychopathic killing instinct. Someone says the world is falling apart and watching MacBook repairs is my only peace in this world. You know, it doesn't matter to me so much to focus on the things that I don't have as much control over, don't as much say over, or if I open my mouth, am just going to wind up making things worse for myself and everybody else. Here's the thing, like when the world is in times of strife like that, I would like to focus on recognizing that regardless of what sort of restructuring there will be, or what will change, that there will be a world out there. There will be a world to go back to. People will have to return to reality at some point in time. And when they do, I would like my position in that reality to be one that was better tomorrow than it was yesterday. So I just keep focusing on doing my thing, doing my thing, doing my thing. And I suggest that all of you do the same, because you need to realize that regardless of how crazy the world is, at the end of the day, life goes on. Unless, of course, you're an old person in a nursing home, assaulted by Andrew Cuomo. First day of uni starts in 8 hours. Here's some money for just enough flux to desolder one chip before going to bed. Why, thank you. Okay, we're going to take all this stuff out. Now we're going to try and be organized here. We're going to take a little bag. We find a nice little bag. Once we find a nice little baggie, we'll put all of our components inside of the nice little baggie. Unfortunately, it seems like someone has stolen my little baggie. Not very nice of them. Nonetheless, this will be sitting right next to me where it cannot escape. So, no worries there. Every little piece is within eyesight. And the bag thief will be captured and his life ruined once we review the security cameras. We'll review the tapes and find out who is responsible. Okay. Now, friends, people watching all around the globe, tell me what you see on this MacBook motherboard. What do you see when you look at this MacBook motherboard? Can you tell me what you see? Everybody in the chat, tell me what you see, all right? Come on, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Here, I'll even fix the white balance and the exposure for you, so it doesn't look like total crap. Ah, there we go. All right, what do you all see? Between the left CD3215 and the right CD3215. It looks Mars red. No, that's not the board that looks like California. That was just me forgetting to set the white balance. Perhaps someone can set the white balance on California and Oregon at some point. You see green. Yes, indeed you do. And you see a damaged capacitor. Yes, but what do you see that's even more important than a damaged capacitor? You should see something down here. What do you see between here and here? Something missing, maybe? Have you ever purposely smoked a board by sending too much voltage? Figure a donor board. Absolutely, and it's great fun. 20 volts is fun to send through a board that has been bothering you for a long time once it belongs to you. How easy is it to visit and speak to you in visiting New York? Virtually impossible. We have a policy here because of the amount of times that's happened where someone's done something really weird that I don't exist. So, yeah, so I don't actually... So I could literally be standing right there, and Kevin and Shane and Hi will just say Lewis isn't here. My policy with them has been, if someone sees me, to say that is a hologram, that is not actually Lewis. There was this one guy that showed up, and it was really kind of creepy and weird, and he wanted to trade an ISL 9240 that he took off of a board for a fucking free repair or some shit, and he was haggling me, and he refused to leave the front of the store without talking to me, so he interrupted my stream to do it. I just felt so dirty inside. It's like, I have a customer service staff for this, and you lied to them to get to me. This is in so many weird occasions that the only way to do this sustainably has been to just come up with this policy where Lewis doesn't exist. That's the only sustainable policy. So I maintain to my staff that I am an artificial intelligence hologram, and they maintain that to others. So either Lewis is not here, or if you see Lewis, he's not actually there. That's a hologram. He's not real. And that's really been the only way to have a sustainable business, because Like most of the people are not weirdos. Most of them are not weirdos, but the problem is there's enough weirdos that don't leave and they go above and beyond to make things as awkward as humanly possible that I can't really do that. And it really sucks because there are people that I've met, like, people that are just getting into the field or decided to go to college for this, or like they actually started watching my stuff in 2014 and they went to college and then they got out in 2018 and they got an awesome job where they make more than me in 2019. And it's really cool meeting those people. But unfortunately, they're mixed in with the fucking freak shows and it's New York City. Anyway, do you think it would be possible for someone to fuck? God damn it. Why doesn't it stay on the screen longer? Let's see. Can I scroll up and find that? Here. Manufacture, reverse engineer Apple board parts that are normally available. I don't know. Like, again, is it financially viable for them to do so? Can I find people with those resources too? Would it be illegal? Those are all excellent questions, and I don't know if people are... Yeah, I honestly, I'd have to figure out if that's something that is actually doable. Listen to the messages he's reading. They're not in Twitch. I guess we need to go to YouTube, otherwise he doesn't see what you write here. I read what people write in Twitch. It's usually like, weird emojis and shit like that. And you're also usually in YouTube, people ask questions, whereas in Twitch, people chat amongst themselves. So I would just kind of be interrupting what you're doing. I read it. It's just like a lot of the times, like I see the professional gnome. He posted an emoji. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say? I saw an emoji in Twitch. I don't know. I'm a shit streamer. Is what it is. I'm a shitty streamer. Not weirdos, just pay you to say hi. No, you don't have to pay to come in. Honestly, the best interactions I've had with people are the ones where they've come in, they've said, hey, how's it going? I watch your stuff, and I do this, or I learn that, and then they go. But like the weird ones are the ones where like, there was this one guy that stole my gloves. I'm not kidding. Like he showed up and he was like staring at me like this. And he's like, hey, how's it going? How are you? And then, like, we were talking for a bit. He started talking to my coworker. I went to the bathroom. I came back, and my fucking gloves were gone. Like, he stole my gloves. That's weird. He's probably using it as a fleshlight or something. It's, oh, my God. It's just, like, just thinking about it fucking fucks me up inside. Ugh. I bet he's doing with that what Epstein was doing with the pictures of his victims. It's just, I can't do it. It's just, it sucks because it was like 24 degrees that night, and I didn't have a coat. I just had a normal sweater because my gloves keep me warm. And then I had to go home with no fucking gloves and no coat because this cunt took my gloves. It's like there's only so many times that can happen. Anyway, I'm going to wind up cutting this out of the video because people are going to just like wind up commenting saying that I'm a total piece of shit, ungrateful asshole, whatever. But that's the reality of life. Anyway. So yeah, TLDR, the policy that I've had to instate at the store is Lewis does not fucking exist. He's a hologram. He's a figment of your imagination. Anyway, so what do you see here? So I got my board view opened at this point. I got my board view. Now, one of the things you may notice is that this resistor is missing. This resistor is where PP3V3_G3 hot is going to power the CD3215. Yes, PP3V3_G3 hot is a power rail that is required for the CD3215 to function. In a normal old MacBook, you need PP3V42_G3 hot to be present in order for the SMC to turn on and also for the one-wire circuit to turn on that turns on the charger. And on this machine, you need PP3V3_G3 hot to be present in order for the CD3215s to be present, to work and turn on. Now, what do these CD3215 chips do? That's an excellent question that you have there. The CD3215s are going to be responsible for speaking with the charger. And that's going to happen right here. So over here, you have a data line. This is this little USB-C XA-CC1 con. That's going to go here. That's going to go here. This little transistor goes through the transistor, and it goes to my CD3215. The CD3215 is then going to tell the charger, I am not a cell phone. I am not a GoPro. I am not a camera. I'm a MacBook, and I demand 20 volts. You will give it to me, or else. And that's what is not happening here, because it's not getting the power to do so. Now, do remember, this is a MacBook. So it would not be designed in a manner that makes sense. If any one of the two ports are not functioning, the entire machine doesn't turn on. Not the machine is not going to allow that port to work properly. Nothing works properly because it's a MacBook. This is a machine that only has 2 ports, but on the machines with 4 ports, if even one of these things stops working, none of the ports on the computer will work at all. You have 4 charge ports. My computer has 1. My 1 charge port is stronger than all 4 of yours because I have a ThinkPad. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to replace that 0 ohm resistor right there, and it's going to be fixed, and it's going to work again. And even if it didn't work because this CD3215 chip was not good, you could buy a new one at store.rossmangroup.com, a website that I neglected for 2 months because I was losing my mind, and unfortunately was not managing that site properly. I apologize. But however, we have a website again that you can actually check out on, because I noticed that you weren't actually able to check out for a month, because the person that I had do my Magento 1 to 2 upgrade took about $9,000 and legitimately just kind of never fucking did the job. Asshole. Anyway, so I've hired someone else to do it who also did a shit job, and now I have a third person who is finally finishing, who put some temporary fixes into this theme, and we're going to be putting a proper theme on it soon. But yeah, if you needed to buy a CD3215, you can buy it on store.rossmangroup.com. And if you're not able to check out because you use Firefox, I'm sorry. We'll work. Give me a week. Give me a week. I choose all the best contractors. I really do. Okay. I choose all the best contractors. Anyway. First thing I'm going to do over here is use a mild amount of flux. I'm going to reflow that chip. Give it a nice little reflow. And while I'm reflowing it, I'm going to remove the capacitor that looks nasty. After I remove the capacitor that looks nasty, I will scrape away at the point for the resistor, replace the cap, and put a new resistor there so that chip can get powered. Then we'll have a happy little machine. Your misfortune helps others not make the same mistakes. Still super valuable. Yes, please learn from my mistake. Do not hire David Brown at neo1seo.com, because if you do, he will do the work for years and years and years, and do it. And the one time you just say, you know what, you've done good work for years and years, you finished this part of the project, I will pay you for the second part of the project before it is done. He will take that $9,000, and you will not hear from him for a year and a half. And then he won't refund you any of the money. That is the way that works. Anyway, so that is my fault. I accept it as my fault. My fault was that I actually trusted someone to be a decent human being. Never do that. It's like, how long have I lived in New York for? Now, granted, this is a mistake I made in like 2018. But it's... like, this is a mistake I made a long time ago. I don't know what it was. Like, I don't know what I did. But yeah. Yeah. So, like, if you screw someone over that you just kind of met off the street, that's one thing, you know? If you screw someone over that you just kind of met on the street, like, you get one over on them, but like when you screw people over that you work with before, that you trust, it's different, because like it's easier to screw those people over, you know? Like, it's not cool at that point. Anyway, I do my scrapey. So see here, you don't want to solder on top of corrosion. You need to scrape away the corrosion. How does one schedule a meeting with Lewis, 1-to-1? I don't do 1-to-1 meetings, because if you couldn't tell from my many videos, I really am not a people person, and I don't get along with people. And people that think they would get along with me don't get there's nothing really worse than that moment when someone realizes that you're not who they think you are. Like when I meet someone and they think that I think a certain way, or they think I agree with them on something, and then they realize I don't, and then they realize, oh my God, I have built up this idea of you in my head, and that's not who you are at all. And then they act very betrayed, and it's a very awkward thing. It's very strange, it's very awkward, and it has brought me to a point where I really, really just don't want to meet random people that know me from the internet. So that doesn't exist. I wasn't really a people person anyway, you know? Like, I do my work, I go home, I listen to my Alice in Chains, I read my Bloomberg, I go to sleep. I'm a simple guy. I could go without the meeting people. But sometimes I'll use Erica as a shield. People, I used to do that with Jessa too. When people would want to meet me, like I would use her as a human shield. Jessa used to call herself the Munchkin. She used to say like, I'm the Munchkin. I don't get it. Jessa is such a people person. She gets along with people. Everybody loves Jessa. And then when it comes to the internet, it's like, we only want to meet Lewis. It's like, no, meet Jessa. She actually wants to meet you. She likes meeting people. Meet Jessa. She loves people. She's the biggest people person you'll ever meet. She was going to go deadlifting with one of the opposition lobbyists. They were sharing stories about the calluses on their hand and their PRs and all that shit. Like, she really likes meeting people. She's a people person. You don't want to meet Lewis. Who you really want to meet is Jessa. Because Jessa likes people. You don't want to meet me. Okay. Ruby Lewis is probably hiding from Lewis for the same reasons. Oh, yeah. Ruby Lewis was my celebrity crush from Cirque du Soleil. That was my celebrity crush a long time ago. I give Ruby Lewis the benefit of never asking to actually meet her. Like, if I saw her walking on the street, I think the nicest thing that I could possibly do is pretend that I didn't see her and pretend she didn't exist, so that she wouldn't have to have one of the many strange and awkward experiences that I've had to have. It's like a professional courtesy thing, you know? Professional courtesy. I don't know, I shouldn't be a... Lots want to meet. You're an interesting inspiration of the business people. I don't know, why am I an inspiration? I don't get it. I don't want... I'm just a dude who at any given point in time is like one step away from totally failing at life. But every now and then manages to, like, right before I get to being a failure at life, like slightly grab a tiny bit of success before I fall into the pit. Anyway, okay, we got the next capacitor to go here. Now you see how there's that red stuff coming out from the chip as I'm heating it? That is not white balance, that is actual corrosion underneath the chip. So I'm going to turn down the HDR a little bit, it's a little too high. Turn up the exposure to a Vice television contract level. And I'm just going to allow that flux to give it a little bit more of a reflow there. Let all that corrosion GTFO. I'm not shy about it. Now I'll let it cool off for a moment before I try turning it on, and we'll see what happens with it. I still don't understand why you have to desolder caps to test them. I don't even I'm not desoldering it to test it. I'm desoldering it to tell it to get the fuck out of there. Like, it's corroded. I've tested it with my eyes. The probes that are built into my eyes, via my eyes built-in multimeter, have told me it's bad. Therefore, I replace. Now we're going to cool it utilizing rapid cool technology. Don't go doomer on us. We're rooting for you. I thank you. I don't know. Get inspired by someone that doesn't choose someone to redo their Magento website that like takes $9,000 and doesn't do anything. You know what you should? You know who you should choose as your inspiration? If you want to be inspired by someone as a business owner, be inspired by someone that doesn't pay until the job is done. When they're 10 effing years into their business, because I want to be nice to someone that had done decent work in the past. Be inspired by someone that makes good life decisions. Anyway. Chris Long is here. How's it going? Been watching your video about Apple wins. I had this exact conversation about the phone side of repair for Apple. I fear the future without Apple getting sued. Well, yeah. And again, I honestly... Here's the thing. If we are even if none of this stuff winds up being fixable into the future, in some way, shape, or form, I could, in some level, accept that. What I'm not willing to accept at all, and what I will make sure that I go down fighting, is the idea that if it's not fixable, it's because we suck. Because it's one thing if it's not fixable because my hand is not steady enough. It's one thing if it's not fixable because my brain is not sharp enough. It's one thing if it's not fixable because I have not organized my business well enough. I have not demonstrated good leadership. We don't have enough attention to detail. We don't have the expertise. But no, it's none of those things. When it's not fixable because someone has done something on purpose to be an ass, I'll go down fighting to make sure that the PR loss is hits where it belongs. So let's see what happens over here. We're going to plug this in and see what goes on. I'm going to plug it in. Now remember, beforehand, we were getting 24 milliamps and not turning on. And right now we're getting 40, 87, 84 milliamps. Ooh, come on. Give me 20. 20 volts. Yes. Yes. 20 volts. That was weird, though, because it usually goes to 200 milliamps and then it goes to 20 volts. So this one went to 85 milliamps and then 20 volts. But you know what? A win's a win. I will take the win where it is. I'm going to see if I get myself a question mark folder. Hope I do. First thing I do before I do that, though, just make sure I clean the desk again. I did clean it before I started. But there can never such thing as being too clean. On this channel, we teach you how to clean the boards. In the Staples video, I taught you how to clean your asshole. And in this video, I teach you how to clean the desk. Kill the coronavirus from it. Die, corona. Die. Die. Filthy coronavirus. Die. Also, gets rid of any little 0201 resistors and things that may have fallen off or stuff that's going to scratch the machine. I do try to not scratch my customer computers, and they tend to appreciate it when they get their computer back with just as many scratches as it was on when it got here. So we're going to plug this in, see if it works, see how it's going. And if it works well, we will see. What if you're breeding a corona strain that is resistant to the spray? Are you breeding corona? That sounds like the kind of thing someone would say if they were breeding corona. Are you breeding corona, my friend? Because if you are, I am going to ban you from my chat. Because I am not for the spread of corona on my channel. Okay, we're going to plug this in out here. Open you up. See if we get a question mark. All I'm asking for is a question mark. Not a Q, question mark. No Q. Come on. Come on. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. Thank you, BYXX. Question mark. Yes! The question mark folder of success! Come on, Sony. Focus. You're ruining my moment. There we go. Focus, you piece of... That question mark folder. So, hopefully, you learned something from this video. Remember? The same way PP3v42_G3hot is important on the older MacBooks, PP3v3_G3hot is important as the first power rail on the newer MacBooks. Thank you very much, BYXX. I highly appreciate that. I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now. And cut! Where did Erica put all my little plastic baggies? Yeah. Where did she put all those little plastic bags that were sitting behind my hot air station? Here, little plastic baggies. Here, little plastic baggies. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Here, plastic baggy, 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 baggy. Here, plastic baggy, 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 baggy. Come on. Erica the troll. Erica the troll. Erica the troll. Tra-la-la-la-la. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. So I have a question for all of you. This is a purely hypothetical question. Above what resting pulse would you ban your employees from being allowed to eat McDonald's in the store? Just a crazy question. Crazy out there question. If you had all your employees just take a test on a Fitbit to see what their pulse is, like at what number would you tell your staff, you are not allowed to eat McDonald's anymore, or I'm firing you for the good of your own health? Curious. Hypothetical. Total hypothetical question here. It's not illegal if no one knows about it, Joseph. It's not illegal if it's hypothetical. Just remember. It's only illegal if it's real, not if it's hypothetical. So, like, hypothetically speaking, if someone's resting pulse was 120, and you saw them go to buy McDonald's and eat it in front of you, like, would you take the McDonald's and, like, throw it away? Like, what do you do at that point? What do you do? Like, do you get them a salad or some shit? Because I've always had this rule at the company, which is that if you buy healthy food, I'll pay for it. All right. There's a fly. He's attacking me. Okay, fuck you. Veganism mode ended. Second Amendment mode activated. Die, you fuck. Die! Die! You had an entire store to fly around and you're flying around my face, you little fuck piece of shit. Bastard. Sick. Fixed. Needs you see. I am vegan, but I also believe in vegetarian, but I also believe in my Second Amendment rights. That fly was assaulting me. I feared for my life. I feared for my life is one of those things you can typically say and then get away with shooting something. Okay. So be ready for the ultrasonic. I think Erica already left. If anybody manages to see Erica, ask her where she put my little plastic baggies. I kind of miss those things. They made my life a lot easier. Lewis, who's your bet who will win the election? Man, that's a fucking tough one. So originally, I thought that Trump was going to win because the other candidates, because the economy was doing really well, and the Democratic Party really seemed to be focusing on a lot of like the more pandering types, like the Pete Buttigieg's and the who is that other guy that pretends he's Spanish from Texas? I forget who he is. I forget his name. But then I saw how. Then I really thought that he was going to lose because I thought Bernie Sanders would be the nominee. Then there was coronavirus happened. Yeah, there was coronavirus. Trump handled corona pretty shittily, in my opinion. Like just letting USAID Predict get disbanded while he was president. Alex Azar saying, hey, I'd like $2 billion for this. And Trump saying, just give $500 million. He really didn't seem to be on the ball with it. Then there were a bunch of the crazy coronavirus lockdowns where we're going to destroy the economy completely, and if you disagree in any way, shape, or form with our full-scale destruction of the economy and your personal freedoms, you are a piece of shit that wants to murder grandma. I thought, okay, this narrative can't persist. There's going to be a pushback to that, and that is going to cause. And even though Trump presided over the shitty coronavirus response, and in many ways is responsible for a shitty coronavirus response, so many people are just going to say, you know what, I'm afraid of those people that are trying to lock me in my home forever. Fuck that, I'll vote for Trump, even if he kind of was part of creating this clusterfuck in the first place. So then I thought, all right, go back to Trump. Then there was all the shootings and the George Floyd and the Breonna Taylor and all that stuff. And then I thought, all right, I think Trump's probably going to screw up here. And then it winds up going, if you focus more on the riots and the looting than you do on the injustice, then that means that you're a piece of shit. And, well, you can always rebuild a business if it burns down, right? Once that, it's insured. It's insured. Insurance is a scam. Insurance is a scam. We should have single-payer health care because insurance is a scam, but insurance will pay if your business burns down. Then I thought, all right, this is going to go back to Trump. And then Trump just starts saying ridiculous, crazy, stupid shit on a regular basis, and Biden hides. So I'm like, all right, we're going back to Biden. I think Biden will win. Then Biden kind of seems to hide as cities are burning around the country. Then I think, all right, we're going back to Trump. I really don't know. It's like I don't know. There's two really really shitty garbage candidates here. We have on the Republican side, you have someone that tweets law and order as the cities burn. Even if you are someone that's for that law and order narrative, I don't really tweeting law and order as every business burns around me is not really doing me much good. Yet on the other side, you have like. I mean, if you're a left-wing person, like what are you getting? Single-payer healthcare? No. Ending the wars? No. Ending the drug war? No. Legalizing marijuana? No. I mean, you're not getting much if you're a left-wing person and you're voting for Joe Biden. Like, you're really just kind of gritting your teeth as you vote just because you don't like Trump. And what do you get if you vote for Trump? You kind of get more of the same shit, more of, I'm going to piss off as many people as humanly possible, regardless of what the situation is. I'm just going to always stick my dick in it, make it just a little bit worse. Oh, someone in the Navy SEALs, slit someone's throat or some shit like that. Rather than let NCIS deal with it, let me stick my dick in it and pardon that guy. Always kind of sticking your dick where it doesn't belong, always just kind of creating constant, nonstop controversy. And the only reason that I see to vote for him is as a fuck you to the other side. I am not a Republican. I'm not a Trump supporter. I keep getting called a Trump supporter at the same time that I wind up getting called on many social media platforms. Some leftist beta cuck all the time. I'm always getting miscounted. I'm not a Republican. And what I tell people when they say, insurance will pay for it if a business burns down, that's a small price to pay if it actually gets us freedom. It's like, please, don't make me go over there. Because I'm not a Trump supporter and I'm not a Republican. But don't make me cross that. Don't make me get to a point where I'm actually voting for a jackass because you believe that. Please tell me you don't believe that. Please tell me that you don't believe that. That it's okay because insurance will pay for it, and you're evil if you believe that a business burning down is something that you focus on more than the initial injustice. You can think two things are true at once. You could think that the cop that did it probably should spend some time in prison, probably earned it. Simultaneously, burning down the Korean grocer and shit down the street is kind of not cool. Really doesn't do much to help your cause. Or with the corona thing. Yes, I wish Trump had taken it seriously. I wish that USAID Predict was still in place. That shit costs 16 fucking cents per taxpayer per year. Their entire job was to be stationed in all these other countries. And if there's a pandemic or something spreading, don't trust the local government, because the local government's a lying sack of shit. Sound the alarm bells. Let everybody know this is important. Get everybody prepared and ready. That shit was shut down October of last year. 16 cents per taxpayer per year. As someone who is a devout libertarian who wants to see smaller and smaller government, yeah, I think 16 cents a year for that wasn't a big bill. I think 16 cents a year wasn't really a big... 16 cents a year was a really low cost to pay for that. It probably was worth it, hindsight being 2020. Not that I ever want to look back on 2020. Kind of looking forward to the point where 2020 is hindsight. We had but once you get to this whole... You can walk into Walmart and you can buy this, but you can't buy that. Send pictures to this hotline if you see people 5 feet apart instead of 6 feet apart. It's again, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Republican. You're trying to turn me into one, aren't you? It really, that's the fucking thing. It's each party, each candidate is really just a fuck you vote for the other. I would not want to vote for Trump, but if I see enough people start saying that shit, you kind of turn someone into a Trump voter. I don't think the average left-wing person wants to vote for someone that does not support Medicare for all, does not support ending the drug war, does not support ending all of our foreign wars. That's pretty much your average corrupt corporate Democrat, same shit as always. I don't think the average left-wing person wants to vote for that. They're going to vote for that because they think Trump is ridiculous. You're not voting for someone in this election. You're voting against the other person. And I think a lot of people are really just voting against the other person. Not even against another person. They're just voting against an ideology. They're voting against the people that seem like they're on that side. And that is, I don't really know. I don't know I don't know who will win because every time I think I know who will win, the other side does something that's ridiculous and retarded and stupid and asinine that just in 2020 I have no idea why. I don't know. When I think about this, it genuinely, deeply, deeply depresses me. There are several things that deeply depress me. The first thing that will deeply depress me is anytime I bring up any one of these things, people will scream at me as if I, like a banshee. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you express concerns? But at the same time, it's like, how dare you focus on this? How dare you focus on that? How dare you prioritize this? Oh! But like, more depressing than that is the fact that we still have this first past the post system that gets us this. Like, you had Tulsi Gabbard. You had Tulsi. You had Bernie Sanders. You had reasonable people that, were actually kind of likable. Not totally corrupt pieces of shit. I saw this thing the other day, and it's like, Kamala Harris is asking Obama about the kind of shit, like, what should I know about Joe Biden? Like this high school shit, this high school level bullshit, garbage ass, drama, gossip shit. There's millions of people that don't have health care. There's millions of people out of work right now. There's millions of people wondering if they're going to die. There's millions of people wondering if they're going to be shut in their home because of authoritarian governors that refuse to open their states. There are people that are scared that their businesses are going to get burned down. There are people that are afraid that cops are out gunning for them, wanting to kill them. There's a lot of issues going on in America right now. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. You're asking the last president, like, what should I know about Joe Biden? Like you're applying for you're applying to be on the cast of like the VOC or some shit. Fucking Smallville. What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of here. No one wanted to vote for you in the primary. You got your ass handed to you by Tulsi Gabbard because you're a shit candidate. How the fuck are you VP and not her? And then on the other side, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, like, what position that Trump gets to. It doesn't matter. You will retweet someone screaming white power on a golf cart. Maybe because you actually believe it. Or maybe because you're such a stupid fuck that you don't even listen to the goddamn 19-second clip before you retweet it as president. And then you wonder why people dislike you. You wonder why there is conflict. You wonder why every time something you can never just think through any of the shit that you say. You just say whatever the fuck comes to mind. Snowden, he's a traitor. Absolutely, traitor. Oh, maybe we should pardon him. Like, what do you believe? You're just pandering to whatever people want to hear at the time. That's what you are. You don't have any ideas of your own. It's awful. The only thing more awful than that is Twitch chat. Lewis complains about people yelling at him, and 3 later starts berating people. I'm berating my camera. Anyway. At this point, I am going to fix the next board, because again, if I think about this, this whole shitty first past the post system, where you go for the candidate that you feel safe, or you go for the candidate that you think is crazy, instead of the candidate that would actually be best for the country, I'll just get more and more depressed. More and more and more sad. So I'm going to fix the next laptop, because this kind of stuff just makes me really sad. Question is, did he give Russia any information? Listen, man. If the United States wanted me dead, and some other country says you can stay here, and I'm just a dude, I'm not a martial arts instructor, I'm not Superman, I'm not special, and they start, they start taking out the X-Acto knives and cutting my fingers open and shit, I don't know what I would do. I don't know what you would do, but yeah. I don't know. I don't got the balls to deal with that. It's hard for me to judge someone in that situation. There's probably a lot of shit that I don't know. There's probably a lot of stuff that none of us know. But you know what I can say? I probably lead a better life than Edward Snowden. I probably have smaller balls than Edward Snowden. I'd like to see him pardoned. But yeah, he's kind of Assange too. All right. Yeah, I don't have the balls to do the things that they do. Go up against Apple? Absolutely. I am not afraid of you, Tim Cook. CIA? NSA? Oh, hell no. Nope. Not even close. Anyway. I think what he did for the right reason, but I think that he may have had to make many decisions after that were questionable for his own survival, and it's really difficult for me to judge someone when they are supported by literally nobody and put in a situation where the world's largest superpowers want to kill you. That is a really, really difficult thing. Anyway, before I continue and fix this board, I'm going to do something that I probably shouldn't do and read chat. That's like one of the worst things you can do on the internet is read the comment sections. But I will read some of the comment sections, and I will see what's in here. BNC says, do you think those who burn down and loot businesses give a shit about any of the causes they are Trojan horsing with? No, I don't. I think that they are, I think in most cases that they are lunatics and they are looking for an excuse to do it. They are extremely nihilistic and hate the world as a result of their own lives, sucking, and want any excuse whatsoever to do a bunch of shit like that. That's my theory. I think it is extreme nihilism that brings people to the point. Are you guys hiring? Can you do data recovery on hard drives? That is what I'm... Can you do data recovery on hard drives? Can you? Like not DD Rescue, but like, you know, PC 3000, replace heads, stuff like that. Tulsi Gabbard would have been a bridge, but Kamal, what WTF? Yeah, I don't get that. Like, what the fuck did you do? What the fuck did you do? I am not anti-woman. I am not anti-minority. I would have loved to see Tulsi Gabbard as VP. Why the fuck did you... Like, why? Why? She's awful. She's like Hillary version 2. What are you doing with Hillary version 2 as your VP? Didn't you learn anything from 2016? No one likes people with that personality. It's fake as shit. Anyway, I will scroll through. Speaking of Biden conspiracy, they're saying Biden will be disappeared so that he can get Harris in the POTUS role. That's not a conspiracy. That's called being 78 years old and getting a job that requires you be there for 8 years. I don't agree with Lewis on so much, and I agree with Lewis on so much. It's a good balance, but I'm here anyway. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate the fact that we live in a world where we can disagree and not kill each other. That's really all I want, a world where we can disagree and not kill each other. I don't play musical instruments, and I suck as a musician. Props to you for not trying to monetize your Twitch channel. It speaks volumes about your character. No, it doesn't. I don't monetize my Twitch channel solely because if I did, I would not be able to monetize my YouTube channel, which makes way more than Twitch ever would make me. I think it says something about someone's character if they say that the work that they do should not make money. Like, if I go to your job, right? Let's say I go to your place of work, right? And you're doing work that makes someone else money. Like it's not you're doing something for free. You're genuinely producing income for someone else, and you just say one day that you won't accept a paycheck. What does that say for your character? I mean, I hope it's not something great. Twitch puts ads on these videos, so if you're watching me on Twitch, you probably had to watch an ad before you saw this, which means that I'm making Twitch money. The only reason that I'm not really making money from Twitch is because their terms and conditions are insane. I have no problem taking a cut of money from Twitch. I have no problem providing value and in exchange receiving value. You know, that's called advocating for yourself. I don't think that there should be a character judgment on whether or not someone is able to advocate, if they're advocating for themselves. I teach you how to do complicated board repairs and make it look simple and do it in a way that you can understand. In exchange, I don't know, I get 30 cents if a couple of hundred of you view something. I think it's fair. Hi. Speaking of laptops, do you take donor hardware? Sometimes. Thank you for fixing laptops. Will do. Erica's stream is gone. Wait, you're the dude? I'm not Edward Snowden. Pair character looking at himself in the mirror saying, thank you for being you, with hearts popping out of his eyes. Hello, Ruslan, and thank you. People won't get the vaccine because they don't want to get chipped. Spoilers, you're all chipped. Massachusetts right to repair motor vehicles only on ballot November 3rd due to citizen petition. Well, I've done a couple of videos on that, and I will do more as the election comes close, and we'll see how that works. We really will. I'm kind of curious. Okay, I am at 7:21. I'm 5 minutes behind. Someone said Tulsi also would have been the most attractive president in all time. Yeah, that too. You have to remember that a bunch of dudes would probably vote for Tulsi because she's hot, and that would get her like I hate to say it that I hate to put it that way, but a lot of people probably would have voted for Tulsi solely because she was hot. In addition to the fact that she seems less corrupt and more down to earth than Joe Biden. Like when people say that Biden was the safe candidate or the one most likely to win, the hot candidate's the one most likely to win. Let's see. It's just the truth of I'm sorry, look at a lot of the successful CEOs. All these successful CEOs, they're always tall. There's something attractive about them. Leadership. Where to catch the Duke? I don't know. I can barely catch the Duke. Holy crap, 750 people watching. What's going on? Are you pissed and not willing to vent it? Oh, I vented it. You have to rewind about 10 minutes. I'm about done. And now... Oh, I'm not saying that you should vote for them because you will get anything. Tis, whatever the hell your name is, starting with Tis that I can't read. I'm saying that this whole concept around Biden being the candidate was that he was the most likely to win, or the safe choice. And what I'm saying is that probably a bunch of people would vote with their dick. If you don't believe that people would vote with their dick, just like look at Amaranth's Twitch account. I mean, come on, men. Look at the shit that men do for women that they will never, in a million years, be allowed to even say hello to within 30 feet. Like, I mean, come on. Men are fucking stupid sometimes. There's a lot of simps out there. Anyway. Centrist corporate Democrat versus appealing to simps. I think that the latter would probably... It's a more winning combination if all you're focused on is winning over morals, ethics, and actually getting something done. I don't buy people's old stuff, no. I have so much garbage that I have to go through here. So many old things I need to... No, we don't buy old stuff from people. I have enough of my own old crap. Okay. What am I going to do here? I am going to get some food. A little bit hungry. I'm going to get myself one of those amazing lentil dishes. Those things are good. Kind of debating if I should give a tip beforehand. Because Because when you give the tip beforehand, they know they got it, so they're slow. Whereas if you say cash tip, then it's like, oh crap, I should actually go fast, so I get a tip. Okay. So what do we have here? So as you can see, we have a MacBook. This is a MacBook. There's a little bit of food on this MacBook. This MacBook also has underfilled CD3215s rather than normal ones, which means Lewis is going to rip all the pads, which means this is actually an excellent time to end my stream, because this is probably going to go terribly. So, you know what? How about I quit while I'm behind, and I quit while I'm ahead, and I will end it for the evening. 2018 MacBook Air, no power, and no visible board damage or water damage. USB-C meter, no response. Odd CD3215 failure, or maybe something like bad CPU. Have you tried another charge port? If the USB, do you mean by no response in this? Do you mean that there's, like, this says 5 volts, 0 amps, or do you mean you see nothing? The CPU is not going to cause you to not have anything there. Your CPU could be dead, but that's be something else. You're probably, yeah. That is probably going to wind up being something else. Not a CPU. Maybe a CD3215. Could always be a CD3215. That's always possible. But you also want to make sure that your PP3v3 is there. Remember, you need your PP3v3 for your CD3215s to turn on. Anyway, I am going to hit the end button. I'll hit the end button. You had a happy little board repair there, and I'll see you later.